Hi, I'm Matty. I'm an oil painter living in Prague, and today I'm doing this video to try and bring attention to our little friend over here, the silver maple tree, located about 100 meters from Charles Bridge in Prague's old town. The history of our story begins back in the 19th century, when the walls were being built along the river Vltava. Within these walls, tunnels were built to remove large things that would get caught up in the river, like trees and ice. Over time, these holes weren't considered so necessary and they went into disuse. In 1925, a little park, a triangle of grass, the Anenski Trojuhelník, came into existence in a little space. That's right, just 100 meters from Charles Bridge, blocking one of these disused tunnels. And here began the life of our little friend, the silver maple tree. Normally these little battlers live to 35 years in urban spaces, but not our little warrior. He, or she, kept on fighting and grew to become the towering trooper on the river Vltava you see today, nearly making its centenary. In the old town, there are so few that have reached this height, nor this age, and provided a home to local birds, insects, and greenery, well, at least during warmer months. Like many stories that have a hero, this one also has its antagonist, Mayor of Praha Jedna, Petr Hejman. Hejman wants the Colossus of the Anenski Trojuhelník to not see, or her, 100th birthday. He wants to knock this wonder of the Vltava down to make way for something the area, just a 3-minute walk from Charles Bridge, desperately needs a new tourist magnet. So what's this exciting tourist magnet gonna be? Well, that old 19th century tunnel will be brought back into use, making way to a multi-story terrace with restaurant, cafe, piers, footbridges on the Vltava. And before you think, great, I like coming to Prague, I like restaurants and cafes, well, you better like paying nice prices for them too. Because they're going to have to recoup back millions of Czech koruna that are going to have to be spent on the removal of the park, levelling of the land, building of the new terraces, and restoration of the tunnel, which is not intact after a century of trams rolling over it. Famously, tunnels are great places for drunks to piss in Prague, which would probably make this Prague's most expensive toilet. In response, 5,000 locals signed a petition against the project, which in this old town is a big number. The local theatre around the corner, the Na Zábradlí, has condemned it, along with political parties such as Praha Sobě, Zelení. Local students are against it, local singers such as Mario Bihari and a couple of local actors, Bára Hrzanova and Petr Vašek. But before you accuse them and say they must all be tree-hugging hippies, also the conservative Art History Society, the Umělecká historická společnost, has condemned it, claiming that the plan is a completely inappropriate, degrading intervention of the unique character of the Prague skyline. Yes, if you love the architecture and design of Prague, this multi-story structure would seem a huge aberration. But let's get back to our antagonist, Hejman, our mayor who thinks there's just not enough tourist crap in Prague. He lovingly responded to the people of Prague. Praguers have to choose whether to sacrifice a tree that is in the end of its life or implement a project that has great benefits. I'm sorry for the tree, but 2 new mature trees will appear there immediately. Okay, let's break down his quote and pick on the guy for a moment. Praguers have to choose. A large number of them have already signed a petition saying that they're against it and this has been ignored. They get to choose to sacrifice a tree or implement the project. This is their choice, right? Just say that again slowly. To knock down the tree or have the project, which do you want? And it's at the end of its life. Well, the tree is healthy. It's not near the end of its life. It has been assessed as healthy. And he said he was sorry for the tree. Well, after what he last said, I'm going to say that's also a bullshit. Two mature trees will be planted. This is in the plan. Well, at least one will be planted. And he's also promised a second one after all this discussion. It's going to be a 15-metre London plane tree, which is a typical urban tree you would see, say, in New York or London, and there are a good few in Prague. And they've also promised 50 cubic metres of soil to help these two trees grow. Despite this last comforting piece of information, one can't help feel a little sceptical after looking at previous town-planned plantations, and certainly with the condescending language of our old antagonist over here. Along the Vltava, you'll see a row of local council planted trees. These anorexic forms are planted in small spaces with little room to grow. Around their trunks, their soil is covered by pavement so water cannot seep in. And constantly, this soil is shaken all day by the movement of trams and traffic, which is bad for the tree's development. And dust from this traffic lands upon the leaves, making it difficult for them to breathe. Thus, all adorns our river are these twigs. But what is remarkable here about our hero, who started life all the way back in the First Republic, our silver maple has survived the Nazis, communism, and bloody tourists, stag parties, drunks who've all rolled in the second the Iron Curtain came down. The onslaught of 4 regimes brought more smog than you could even imagine, and still our silver maple has survived and has grown into a nearly century-old titan. The project hasn't yet been finalised, but let our heroes see their 100th birthday and plenty more, and no dumb, crappy tourist eyesore. Thank you for watching my video, and if you're a local Prague person, please sign the petition. I've put the link to it below. Thank you.